Oh, okay.
We're recording. All right, so I have to click Audrey, unmute. All right, so
We're mute, aren't we?
Yay, I hear you.
Hear
Okay.
us?
So we
Yes. Do you hear me?
We're on, we're recording. Audrey's in first. Hey, Audrey.
Hey.
All right.
How are you?
Out of this world. Woo!
I see that.
We love this background.
I do too. Okay. This is my nightmare.
Watch this. Woo! No oxygen. No oxygen.
All right, we're really live. Behave.
Oh.
Behave.
Behave.
We are
Behave, she says.
connecting.
So
Okay.
we're going to end that.
Seth. Oh, I spelled Seth wrong. Seth Talk is live on Facebook. We'll be recording and uploading to YouTube. All right, and the title is, oh my gosh, Seth, oh my God, I can't type today. Seth Talk, August 23rd, live.
Yeah.
All right, so we are live on Facebook.
So now people know, they get this little announcement, don't they, popping into their computer that says, we're live, click here and join us. Is that what it was, or something?
Well, it says that, yes,
Okay.
sort of.
I'm learning this too as we go. She's got all the wisdom. I'm just like, you know.
Yes, sort of. That's sort of the answer. But we are live on Facebook, and it is Seth Talk.
Seth Talk, live.
August 23rd.
From outer space.
And
inner
Marty
space.
is there. Admit Marty in.
Martyn Mulford from
Wait.
South.
He's not in yet. Here he comes. Hi, Marty.
From South Dakota, coming to you live from South Dakota, it's Martyn Mulford.
Yay.
Yep.
He's
clear?
Asked to unmute. Okay, I don't know why I have to ask people to unmute. They simply can't do it unless
There we go.
Martyn,
Yay.
Hi.
talk to us.
Hi. Hello.
Ben.
I don't have my glasses on.
I'll get your glasses.
Okay. I'm trying to pull up the Seth reading that I picked for the day.
Where is she?
They are, I don't know where they are. Oh, there they are, by the sink. All right. How is everybody?
Good.
Very well.
Good, good, good. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, no.
I tripped over a cord and destroyed the universe, but it's on time delay. You won't find out for a while.
So how has everybody's week gone?
Good.
Very fast. Very fast.
Fast
Yeah.
in this timeless universe.
Yeah. Lots of work.
Oh, you're a hard-working man.
Yeah. I like it.
It's busy out there, huh?
Yeah.
Good, good.
But you're wide awake. It's nice to see you awake in the
Yeah.
graveyard, so it's nice to be.
Yeah. I slept for a couple hours before I came on.
Oh, good, good idea.
Thanks for preparing for, you know, you too, make time for doing this in your day, because you have to
Yeah.
wake up and everything. Yeah,
Yeah, it worked out.
I'm glad. How's life in South Dakota, Martyn?
It's been a hot week, actually. The weather has been a lot hotter this week than last.
Oh,
Gosh,
Kind of really humid right now.
breaking records all over the country, you know.
Yeah, that must be it. Catching it.
yeah. How's your
Yeah.
work, Audrey?
Good. I'm walking and enjoying it and starting to like it here.
Yay!
Hey,
You're loving your new home.
I am.
you have a beautiful smile, too.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. I want to say I saw my sister was interested in this, and if she's watching, Surprise,
What's her name?
Sandy.
Hi, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Sandy.
Sandy. Hi, Sandy.
Your sister's a movie star, Sandy.
Ah,
You can be too.
We love her.
Voice of
Thank
wisdom.
you.
Okay, I am just trying to get my phone connected
She's
so
doing
that
all her
I know I'm
geeking.
doing all the so I'm trying to use the phone instead of the computer so it doesn't jiggle.
So yeah, so she's doing the Facebook thing. So hey, oh my God,
What was that?
we're
What was that?
we're breaking the
Oh
universe.
no. Okay, we're fine.
We're fine.
I think it was just a clipboard.
It was.
Okay.
So for those of you who are just joining us now or just watching this video on YouTube 15 years from now, we have wonderful technology at our hands where we can use Zoom for people's faces to talk to you live, and also Facebook where people can watch this as we're having the conversation and type in questions that we can ask each other. And
Yes, so right now I'm having trouble connecting to the Facebook.
isn't that
anyway,
exciting?
I'm working on it.
We lost Martyn. He fell asleep.
He'll be back.
Ah, there he is.
He'll be back.
Better connection, Martyn. Hey there. We see ya. Oh, do we have to hold on? We got to unmute you again. That silly thing. Ask to unmute.
Unmute. Yeah,
Unmute. We're on.
yeah, I got it.
You know, I bet I and many people wish I had a mute button that other people could just. That's enough, Oshara. Mute.
Not me.
Not her. She loves every word.
That's good.
Thanks, honey.
I got a haircut, just in case you're wondering why it looks so different.
You got no hair. You got a shave.
Yeah, it feels a lot better with it being so warm like it is.
Oh, good.
Looking good. Looking good. That's that manly look that everyone has is shaving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
less shaggy.
It helps with the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Now,
Quite
it
a
gets
bit.
mighty cold in South Dakota. You better plan on growing that back.
Oh yeah, it'll be back in a few months
Your
by
winter
time.
coat. Summer
Yeah.
shave and winter coat on your head and all.
Yeah,
I've heard though sometimes when you shave your head for guys or women too, I guess, you need to put some sunscreen on there just in case, or wear hats and stuff. Sunscreen.
yeah. It's true.
I've never done that. I spread rumors. I've heard.
I've actually got a suntan where the hair was not growing, so now you can see where the it looks like I got a bikini line where the hair.
You heard it here on Seth Talk, folks, where we talk about Seth relevant all the way. Watch out for that bikini line for men in the back of the head. It's like important things you need to know as a Seth reader. Just Seth Talk first for all your pertinent information, yeah.
Right.
Not let it connect.
Oh, should we get my other computer? Maybe you can connect on that one?
No, let me just try one more thing.
Whoops.
One
Oh,
more
something happened there.
thing.
Okay.
You know, you think these techie glitches would go away eventually.
Little by little.
Yeah, you would think.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I think I'm gonna give up. Yeah.
So we're not going to be able to talk to our Facebook.
Well, we will, but I'll have to do it a different way. Yeah, there's always a way to do it.
Yep.
Just a matter of getting it done.
But in the meantime, bloop, I'm back.
Yeah, Utah.
Does anyone, meeting Audrey or Martyn, do any of you have any Seth quotes or comments or insights or anything you want to share about Seth to get the ball rolling and kick things off here in this awesome conversation we do every Sunday?
Well, I'd say be aware of your belief system.
Oh,
I
yes.
kept saying they're not going to get my glasses right. They're not going to get it right. And sure enough, they didn't. So I created that.
Now, how do you want to recreate it to your liking?
It will get it right the next time. Or they will get it right the next time. Well, as soon as they're done, it'll be right. I have to believe that.
Yeah, and kind of like the expectation of it's just like, yeah, I got my glasses are gonna come in. Of course they're gonna be fine. And there's like a casualness to having beliefs sometimes, like just like, okay, I do this, that'll happen, this will go down, da 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 da, and just like basic expectation, or how are you noticing that taking place then with how you're encountering this now with belief?
I just kept thinking I have to change my thoughts. I have to change my thoughts, but I kept going back to the negative, and I still have to remind myself. So hopefully I'll get it right.
Did they make a mistake with?
Yeah, they did. They did. So
You know, sometimes I wonder if sometimes it's like, okay, creating my reality, but maybe am I just being psychic that they got it wrong, and I'm just feeling like, I think they got it wrong, it's not going to work out. So maybe is it a prediction coming true, an intuition coming true? But of course you want it to work out the right way, like the first time.
yeah.
So do they. So do they.
Yes.
All right. Good news is I got
Good
on
thought.
Facebook.
Woo!
So on Facebook, we have Carol Ann and Kara McLeod. Hello.
Oh, that's
Welcome,
great.
welcome, welcome. And
Hi friends.
I sent out the invite letter very late this week, so I hope that everybody knew just to sign on with what they have last week, and I hope that everybody got what they need to get.
Now, so
Yeah, it worked.
we're going to try to get on like Joe.
Joe, and I haven't, she's not on yet, but she did get the invite.
Okay.
And hopefully we see Joe. She commented that she wanted to join us, so yeah. Oh, and I'm getting little heart bubbles on Facebook. I love that. Thank you, everyone. So how's everybody doing? How's our Facebook group? Kara and Carol Ann, how you doing? I know, while we're waiting for them to type, Audrey, do you have any updates on your sleuthing?
Last I checked, they're opening in the fall.
Okay.
Oh, good, good. So they are planning on having classes and opening the library.
Quick
Yeah.
question. When is fall this year?
Well, that's a good question.
I'm sorry, we're postponing fall to May of 2021.
Yeah, that could
I don't
possibly
know
be.
what they're going to announce next.
I'll keep checking.
Okay. So someone is there answering the phone.
No, I go on their website.
Okay.
All right. All
Okay.
right. I can't wait for fall to
Ugh.
get this information.
Yes.
So Kara says she's doing great on Facebook. Thanks for asking. Thanks, Kara. Glad you're doing well. So I will be monitoring all the Facebook stuff while we do the live talking right here on Zoom. And, you know, it's been a busy week for us. It's go, 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 go all the time. Things are doing well. My birthday fundraiser ended, and God, I don't even remember. I earned.
She's 61 years
61.
old. Her birthday was August 10th,
Yeah.
and it's never too late to send money
That's right.
to the Seth House
But
in her honor or your honor.
anybody. But you know, I raised through Facebook the birthday fundraiser for the Seth House over $3,000. So that was such a blessing. Thank you to everyone on Facebook. And then a few people saw it on Facebook and then they donated in other ways too.
Yeah.
But, you know, I try to add it all up and it's all, we have such gratitude for the Seth community.
And every penny goes to the Seth House. Kate and I are volunteering to do this. So it all goes to paying everything that goes to the Seth House stuff. Oh, I heard ding ding.
There's Shawna. I'll let Shawna in.
Shawna.
Now you guys know last week we got cut off at the very end. And usually I make Mickey the co-administrator. Would you mind, Audrey, if I make you the co-admin, just in case something happens to our connection, it will continue with you?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Like,
I will do that.
you are moving up the corporate ladder.
You are.
I hope I get it right.
Co-admin.
See what happened. Oh, co-host.
Co-host.
All right.
All right.
Make Audrey a co-host. And you
You're
know,
like the Ed McMahon of
yeah.
the Seth
So
Talk.
you're my backup. And if you see that somebody wants to come in, you can admit them in too.
All right.
Be
Gotcha.
careful, not everybody. Shawna!
Have the power.
Shawna!
Hi, Shawna.
Woo-hoo!
I love your hair.
Yes.
Oh, wait. I have to unmute her. Unmute. There you go.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
So hot.
It's hot again.
We need
Yeah.
to get you air conditioning.
California girl.
How is everybody?
Good.
Good. Thank you.
Doing great. Doing great.
You guys look great. Your hair looks pretty, Kate.
My hair is not as wonky as it was last time.
I think I'm
Yeah.
again.
Oh,
Hi, Martyn.
hi. Good to see you, Shawna.
Martyn got a new haircut too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shaved it all off.
It was a little warm.
I think Seth kind of looked like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. That's
I'm doing
right.
the Seth thing. Here's my.
You have to go over and stand next to the window.
And actually, Shawna, the Jane look-alike. You've got like the hair and the glasses and the, you know, so we got, okay.
Yeah.
But she was beautifully thin. Yeah.
Oh,
She was overly thin, let's face it.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think she made it to 100 pounds.
Ever.
Yeah. I'm little.
Yeah.
She was
Wow.
way littler than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was tiny.
She was. She was. So,
What temperature is it in California right now, Shawna?
Well, I just checked my phone. It's like 84 degrees.
well, that's not bad.
So
Yeah.
it's not that bad, but for me, I have hot flashes.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
We
It's
need
like 94.
that thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Energy
you need to
generator.
start believing that,
Hold
oh,
on.
I'm so cool.
Oh, Mickey's
Oh,
here.
Mickey's on. Do you want to let her in, Audrey?
I did.
Woohoo! Oh, the power is going to her head already.
Uh-oh.
Describing corporate. Yeah.
Nice.
Boom, there she is.
All right. And Audrey, you can unmute her.
Unmute her? Oh, that I have to figure out.
So we're teaching everybody to have the power
Yeah.
to have to do Zoom together
It is
with us.
nice because,
Yeah.
you know, last week we got cut off so unexpectedly, and I'm so grateful that it was after hours, you know, just by a few minutes.
We made it the complete 2 hours. And Shawna was about to say something brilliant and the lights went out. I'm like,
Yeah. You remember what it was.
Let's pick up from where we
I
left
can't.
off. It was like,
Well, I remember that after you guys did kind of have to, you know, sign out like that, Audrey and Mickey and I had a very nice little bonding moment where we were just talking about how much we enjoy each other and, you know, we were just thinking.
Oh, good.
That's so nice.
okay.
And you know something funny?
Hi, Mickey.
Hello. There's no recording of our little bonding session. For some reason, Zoom didn't record it.
Oh, you needed to
no.
push recording. Well, one thing
It was recording, but it didn't, afterwards, it didn't upload, you know, or download or whatever it does. That little last thing message it sends you to say downloading, you know, And then the one where the first week you made me co-host, and we had that part that we recorded and it downloaded, it disappeared off my computer.
So last week,
It's all right.
like
The week before.
last week we were jettisoned out into space
Right.
unexpectedly, but you guys were still able to communicate.
Oh yeah, we had a lovely little huggy moment. It was
Yeah,
good
I
hug,
And,
but it wasn't recorded.
and I'm guessing that's on Facebook. It probably.
I don't know.
Okay, so
I bet it is.
Facebook
We'll
records.
figure it out.
We have a backup.
Okay. And I'm still trolling through my memory to figure out, well, where did Zoom store it? Because it said, do you want to, save it? And I said, save.
All right, so do a search for Zoom
Somewhere.
and it'll find it.
Yeah,
Right,
probably
because
put it in a different folder or something. So
I thought that it would have
got it.
automatically put it into download,
Yeah.
but it didn't.
It probably
And
saved somewhere on your computer, but it for sure saved on Facebook, so we do have it. What was
hello,
the-
Martyn. Hello,
What was the-
Shawna.
Hi.
Hello, Audrey.
Let's do that. Hey.
Sorry, I'm so late. My mouse, the battery died. So I'm sitting here. The mouse goes.
All right, well, Mickey, I am gonna make you a co-host as well.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
just in case.
So you and Audrey are both co-hosts now.
Okay,
Anybody
good.
else wanna be-
Anybody else want to be a co-host?
Now's your chance.
I'll throw you on. Okay.
I'm
okay.
Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus.
So,
I defer to Mickey.
Mickey.
so how has your week been, Mickey?
Oh,
There's a story there. I can feel it.
yeah. It's kind of like part 3 or 4 of an ongoing story, but each episode each week has been different. I've been experimenting, as you know, with the different meditations after. I keep doing them all week. Whatever one you do, then I specifically at night go with that. And I've particularly been concentrating on the one where Seth tells you that you can address your higher self and ask for help from your probable selves. And I have some numerous challenges with which I need help. So I've been doing that. And this past week and the one before had been particularly hard to handle because I have a lot of arthritis pain. And it just suddenly went haywire and it was really hard to handle. So I was asking with a very pointed request for help from my other selves. And what it's been doing is each night when I get in the bed and I'm in all this extreme pain, you've got to find a position where it doesn't hurt as much. And I ask for help, and you lay there, you meditate, and you go drop into your levels, and you wait to detect the help. It's that sure. I'm that sure that it's going to come. The anticipation, that you're supposed to use for an intention, I got loads of that. And sure enough, within varying degrees of minutes each night, you get this sudden awareness. The pain's just simply not there. You're waiting and waiting and saying, is it going down? Is it going down? And while you're obsessing about it, you suddenly realize, shut up, it's gone.
Beautiful.
Right.
So it does work. I wanted to make sure everyone knew that it does work. But I found that over the last couple of weeks, one of my main priorities, something that I felt compelled to try and get out there. I didn't know how, but I wanted to tell everybody out there who's listening on Facebook, please start, when you're doing the meditations that Kate is so kind to lead us into, start out for the rest of the week with really seriously working on your attitude to what's positive and what should be coming into your life. If we do these meditations and then 5 minutes later, you're bitching at somebody or judging somebody or talking trash, just garbage coming out of your mouth, you need to monitor who is this person that you're telling your probable selves to help? Are you taking it seriously? How serious is it that you can request help from the universe and expect it? So be a person who actually deserves that honor. You know, I have so many friends who want to do this stuff, and then 5 minutes later, they're just talking garbage. And child, she did so and so and so, and you know, that bitch just pissed me off. And I'm like, what? How dare you? How blanking dare you? Who are you? You know, just who are you? And who is it you want to be? How far is it from who you are to what you say you want to be? And can you close that gap just a little, please? Thank you very much. You know? So I hate to sound so adamant and so nasty, but the things I see on Facebook that people feel free to write, the nastiness that seems to have become a fad. It's this
Yeah,
fad where
that's it. It's a
even the
fad.
stuff you wouldn't say to someone you know, and they're
Yeah.
typing this unbelievable nastiness. And I thought, I wonder what the probable selves think when they see who we are and we come asking them for favors. You know, we want them to take their time and their energy and send it to us. To do what? To give you more fuel so that you can go and be nasty? You know, we want to try and be a certain thing to represent what Seth came to say. And I just think we need to be a little more mindful
Yes,
of
Mickey,
of
thank you
of
for
what the
that.
value is. You know, I'm sorry to go on and on.
No, this is wonderful because love is the answer to everything, not bitching.
But this
Yes.
is important what you're saying, just always monitoring how are we being in the word. Like you said, people being so bitchy and negative and putting others down and backbiting. And
Yeah.
Shawna blipped out that second, so you missed some of Mickey's message, but it really is, you know, how do we create ourselves and who we are?
Yeah.
Can you try to, Mickey, can you sum that up again for Shawna so she gets the full?
Yeah, I'm sorry. My sister, I'm at my mom's house, so my
Oh,
sister was
oh,
leaving,
that's
so I wanted
nice.
to walk her out. So
And you look so
Oh,
cute. I like your hair like that, by the
thank
way.
you.
That is
It's saving
just
me.
just elegant. It's
yeah, very nice.
it's nice. It's nice. I was simply saying, and I got kind of ghetto, but I was saying people get right up from a deep meditation and they're talking Seth and universe and love, and then they turn around and say something really nasty to somebody else or judgmental, etc. And yet we're asking our probable selves to come and help us and to come and give us this and give us that key to the universe. But who are we? You know, and whoever it is that we really are, and whatever it is we're asking them to help us become, how far is that distance? And can we shorten it somewhat? We can shorten it ourselves just by the way we act, the way we think, the way we treat other people. You know, you
That's
can't
true.
get up
Yeah.
in
That's right.
church, get up off your knees, and then turn around and
Yeah.
say something nasty to the person in the pew who got in your seat.
Right. Right. It kind of defeats the
Yeah.
purpose. Yeah. Yeah. I've been trying to do something like that too. For me, because of from last week, since that meditation, I've been telling myself to be mindful whenever I'm in anybody else's presence. I tell myself to enter into a state of non-judgmental
Yes,
listening. I just
yes,
say, I'm just going to listen. I'm not even
yes,
going to make an opinion about anything that I'm hearing. It's almost like I'm trying to test my perceptive abilities, trying to see
yes.
what my
Mm.
you know, not abilities, but what my
Perception, yeah.
yeah, what how perceptive am I?
Mm-hmm.
And it works. It puts me in a good place, and people
Yes,
talk more to me when I am in a place like that, because I just say that I'm not going to judge anything that they say,
yes.
although I'm quite willing and ready to do that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I just tell myself, don't do it. You know, just be in a listening place. Just hear what they're saying, and it's a nice place to
Exactly.
be in. It frees me of having to make that judgment.
Yes. I use
Mm.
that on Facebook when I see people putting things on their page that I vehemently disagree with. You know, it might have a really bad reaction to, but I don't hit the angry face and I don't, you know, I might, many times I don't even hit like or anything. I just simply notice what they're posting and keep going on to the next and the next. If it's not something that involves who I am in the world, why should I leave a message about the fact that that's true? It's not their business. If what they said wasn't part of my world, then it's not for me to tell them how I'm feeling. You know, what good was it to say all that, you know, to them? Did it change them? No. Did it help them? No. It just added fuel to whatever reasons they had for feeling that the world needed them to be ugly, you
Yes.
know. So
And
I
what's
don't want to add.
people, you know, they might be sitting in their room throwing out negative comments on Facebook, and then they get up, walk away, and they don't think about it. But it really can just lacerate a person's heart when some stranger out there just says something so mean, and it stays with. I'm still hurting from comments that happened 3 years ago about Seth.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I'm like, how can they say this about us? We're trying to do the best we can, and a stranger from nowhere just does an attack on us, and I'm like, I still feel it. So, like, you know, just to be, what we're putting out in the world every which way matters so much. And remember, Seth says, you know, because we're all part of each other,
exactly,
being hurt, it affects us all.
Well, when you're doing that,
healing out, not hurting. And words are the weapons or the tool. Words are weapons, or words are tools for healing and loving.
Right, right. So, well, when we do that to someone and we're horribly judgmental or unconcerned, etc., we're doing it to ourselves.
That's it.
We're all connected. Yep. So why would you do that to yourself? You know, we're all part of the same oneness. That whole thing about God is everything, all that is. Well, if it's all that is, there isn't anything we see or touch that isn't part of it. So how can you treat God that way?
That's why I bombard Facebook with the pictures and the music.
Yes.
To get away from all the negative crap.
Yeah. You post some of the most beautiful images I've ever seen.
Well,
gorgeous.
It has connected me to all that is.
Yes.
On a big level.
I'm sure.
From the little bugs to the beautiful skies.
That little bumblebee you posted the other day.
With his tongue out.
That is so nice. Do you have a camera with a very close lens or something? I mean,
it's my phone.
Oh, it's your phone.
It's
my
good
goodness.
phone.
Yeah.
I zoom it. I zoom on it.
I haven't learned to do that.
You just touch it, and then spread your fingers, and it'll usually zoom up.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
You can tell I'm new to this whole self thing.
I learned that yesterday.
My daughter laughs at me weekly about what I come up with that I've done. And she said, oh, yeah, I learned that a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
She said, oh, everybody knows that, Mom.
How is your daughter, Mickey? I know she's in New York, right?
She's very excited right now because she's in the very last moments of launching a new business online. And she's very excited. It's going very well. It looks like it's going to be a hit. And, you know, she's doing a lot of designing the marketing and writing the captions and stuff. And she sounds very excited. Thank you. Thank you. I do too. I think it's great when you can be really excited about what you're about to do. I think it adds a lot. So we'll see. We're getting down to the wire now.
All right. Well, let us know when she launches so we can go find her and
I will
see what she's doing.
She got a phone call the other day from Google, and it just blew her mind.
They can be.
How did they know to call me?
Oh, wait a minute. They might be doing the sales thing.
They
Google
call
sales
a
thing.
lot.
Yeah. It's not always a good thing.
I am very, very pleased for her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Let us know. We'll tag her.
I will.
Yeah, for sure.
I will do.
So, Kara,
I want to send her Seth Speaks now, you know, and the nature of personal reality. It's time.
It's time. How old is she?
She's 51.
Oh, it's time.
Yeah. Well, she grew up in a household that was run according to Seth, but I have
Oh,
never
wow.
stressed that she read it. I let her go through whatever stages a person goes through it when they're setting up their life. And until she asks me, about getting into it, she knows I'm all about it. So I figure I would wait for her lead. And she does talk about it more and more. So I said, well, I think I'll just drop her off the book. And I want to send her Marco's book as well. Yeah.
You know what, Kate?
Oh, nice.
We're a little bit, we got a lot of things coming through Facebook right now, so maybe we should catch up with that. Who first?
Okay.
Well, Kenny's on. Hi, Kenny. Kara says, our belief work is so essential, isn't it? Absolutely. That's what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
We need to practice what we believe too, just not say the words and then trash our friends,
Walk the walk, as they say.
We need to what? Walk the walk that we talk.
Yes.
Talk, walk.
Yeah.
Walk
Something like that.
walk. Yeah.
Our friend Pat Lambert is on. Hi, Pat. I hope you're doing all right. I haven't seen her since COVID hit. So
Oh.
yeah. She's the girl that's been helping us with local outreach to the community
In Elmira.
So yeah, she's
Oh, that's
an
nice.
integral part of the Seth House team. We love her so much.
Thank you, Pat
Yeah.
Lambert.
Oh, and Judy Snyder is in.
Oh, Judy from Florida.
Hi, Judy.
Judy from Florida.
Yeah.
Hey, Judy.
Yep. Yeah.
And
So,
Joe? Joe said something?
Joe, no, I don't
Just
even
sent a
see the.
message. I saw a
Well,
message come
Joe sent a message earlier asking if it was the same password and all, and I did tell her yes,
Oh, techno.
but I don't see her on Facebook yet. So she's on a way different time zone, so she may think it's a little bit later, and that's fine. I'm sure she'll join us when she can.
Yeah.
So, do you think everybody's ready for the meditation? I did pick
I am.
another one. So this.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, well, this one I picked was from The Individual and the Nature of Mass Events. And it is called Switching Internal and External Realities.
Oh.
From session 830, page 148 in that book. So, but before, and this one is really short. The other ones have been kind of long. So this one's very short. So let's just take a moment before I even start reading to just settle into your space, close your eyes, take a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And the next one, really fill your lungs and fill your belly. And then exhale, relaxing into your seat. And you just need to really listen to my voice. Your world and everything in it exists first in the imagination, then. You have been taught to focus all your attention upon physical events so that they carry the authenticity of reality for you. Thoughts, feelings, or beliefs appear to be secondary, subjective, or somehow not real. And they seem to rise in response to an already established field of physical data. You usually think, for example, that your feelings about a given event are primarily reactions to the event itself. It seldom occurs to you that the feelings themselves might be primary, and that the particular event was somehow a response to your emotions, rather than the other way around. The all-important matter of your focus is largely responsible for your interpretation of any event. Now, Seth is going to have us do an exercise. Your eyes are already closed. Take another deep breath in and out, and another one in and out. Good. For an exercise then, I'm going to ask that you imagine for a while that the subjective world of your thoughts, feelings, inner images, and fantasies represent the rock bed reality from which individual physical events emerge. Look at the world for a change from the inside out, so to speak. Imagine that physical experience is somehow the materialization of your own subjective reality. Forget what you have learned about reactions and stimuli. Ignore for a time everything you have believed and see your thoughts as real events. Try to view normal physical occurrences as the concrete physical reactions in space and time to your own feelings and beliefs. For indeed, your subjective world causes your physical experience. Entitling this chapter, I use the words mechanics because mechanisms suggest smooth technological workings. While the world is not a machine, its inner workings are such that no technology could ever copy them. This involves a natural mechanics in which the inner dimensions of consciousness everywhere emerge to form a materialized, cohesive physical existence. Again, your interpretations of identity teach you to focus awareness in such a way that you cannot follow the strands of consciousness that connect you with all portions of nature. In a way, the world is like a multidimensional, exotic plant growing in space and time. Each thought, dream, imaginative encounter, hope or fear, growing naturally into its own bloom. A plant of incredible variety, never for a moment the same, in which each smallest root, leaf, stem, or flower has a part to play and is connected with the whole. Even those of you who intellectually agree that you form your own reality find it difficult to accept emotionality in certain areas. You are, of course, literally hypnotized into believing your feelings arise in response to events. Your feelings, however, cause the events you perceive. Secondarily, you do, of course, then react to those events. You have been taught that your feelings must necessarily be tied to specific physical happenings. You may be sad because a relative has died, for example, or because you have lost a job, or because you have been rebuffed by a lover, or any number of other accepted reasons. You are told that your feelings must be in response to events that are happening or have happened. Often, of course, your feelings happen ahead of time, because those feelings are the initial realities from which events flow. A relative might be ready to die, though no exterior sign has been given. The relative's feelings might well be mixed, containing portions of relief and sadness, which you might then perceive, but the primary events are subjective. It is somewhat of a psychological trick in your day and age to come to the realization that you do in fact form your experience and your world, simply because the weight of evidence seems to be so loaded at the other end because of your habits of perception. The realization is like one that comes at one time or another to many people in the dream state, when suddenly they awaken while still in the dream, realizing first of all that they are dreaming, and secondarily that they are themselves creating the experience drama. To understand that you create your own reality requires that same kind of awakening from the normal awake state, at least for many people. Now I would like that we just sit with Seth's words, just for a moment or two. And if you feel you want to stay in this meditation, please do so. And if you are ready, you can take a breath, ground yourself, come back to this time and space. When you're ready, open your eyes. It feels so good to change our perception, our feelings of how our personal reality is created, and notice the co-creation that is so important going around, and that we do co-create with others. Mm. Mm. Now, for those that want to stay in meditation, you can just ignore us. You can catch us later. And for those that are ready, I would love to hear how you feel, what you think. Those that are on Facebook as well. And yes, journal. Take notes.
Hmm.
Some of our friends on Facebook, Dolan is on, and he thanked us for the exercise. It does wonders. And Dee Saltzman is watching. Joe is watching on Facebook. Joe, if you need some more help getting on, I can help you behind the scenes. Antonio asked if anybody found the 10 essentials yet. And that's those are the message that happened while we were in meditation. And you know, Seth really doesn't even like the word meditation. It's that feeling of going within and asking your inner self for that guidance and that help, and to look at the world through different eyes.
I think that Seth refers to it as psychological time.
So, yes, SyTime, absolutely. We should start using that word. We're going to do SyTime. Yeah.
I like that.
I do too. I started out with meditation. It's hard for me to break that little, but I will change that thought to make it SyTime.
Very good. That meditation hits deep.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, what you talked about originally, Nikki, it hits on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were ahead of the curve, and I knew that.
I had no idea.
But what we're all connected, so we do have an idea.
Yeah, that's deep. That really hit me. That thing about your emotion existed first and then creates the reality of whatever you think you're reacting to.
Exactly.
That was profound. That snatched me in my collar.
And it's a mass event, so we can even think about everything that's happening here on a global scale. You know, what was the world going through and feeling? You know, to me, the world was feeling like it was just out of control, and it was a time we needed to stop and pause and go within. And that's exactly what happened. And here we are.
Well, we control so much of all this crap that's going on right now, and I get frustrated with the idea that we don't realize how much ugly we're putting out there that's dragging on. You know, this thing about there was a percentage, a balance of 50, it's not 50-50, it's 51-49 as to whatever's going on at the time. You know, if 51% of the people feel one way, then we're going to get a flavor of that in the events, the weather, et cetera, et cetera. And so I'm aware that whatever it is you're thinking, which side are you adding to? Are you helping the 51 be the positive side of the seesaw? or are you adding weight to the 49 or the bad side, with your thoughts? What are you contributing, and which side is it weighting? You're adding to what? So that meditation really, really stressed that point, I think. We have to be very aware of the thoughts we're holding because of the vibration we're putting in the universe.
We do. Now, Dolan is with us, and he only had 15 minutes. He timed it just so he could be here for the exercise. So I thank you for the feedback. I am so glad that people are appreciating this exercise. And I think the way to get Seth's messages out are through this practice. So just what Mickey's been talking about, practice Seth's words. And anybody can go back in and listen to these meditations. They're generally in the beginning. And I think, what is this, like the fourth one we've done?
Mm-hmm.
And they have all really built on each other. And I'm just randomly picking ones that kind of resonate with me, but they're definitely following.
It's not random.
Yeah. Random.
Nothing is, right?
Aha.
Okay. Can you let us know, what did that person, I'm not sure who it was that asked about the 10 essentials?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you elaborate?
No, I don't know what the 10 essentials are. So that's all he asked.
Okay.
So,
I
and
wonder if it's,
I don't know how to say his last name, Cinque, Sinique. So Antonio, if you have some more information, post it here for us. Joe still can't get in. It's asking for an email. Oh, okay. So I think, so people that have been invited to the Zoom to be a panelist, they need to have a Zoom account. So when Zoom is asking for your email, they want your email that you signed into Zoom with. You have to be a part of Zoom to be a part of this talk. And that was the one way that we kept out intruders. So the email they're looking for is the one that you signed up with Zoom. And then from there, you put in our Zoom ID, and then you put in the password that I gave you. So that's how you get into Zoom to be a panelist. And I, I just can't help you when we're on live. So, try to do it. If you want to be on, you need to send an email to info@thesethhouse.com between now and Sunday, and I will try to help you get connected or, send you the passwords that you need so that you can be a panelist too. This email goes out to some 15, 20 different people. And, so, and I just can't monitor Facebook, do the Zoom, and try to help people get on all at the same time. So, okay, Joe answered, okay, she's going to try again. And that's for everybody. So Dolan is on with a nice happy face. Yoli is watching. Hi, Yoli, we miss you. So anybody else have anything, any comments, any thing that came up during our SyTime? How about you, Shawna? Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. I was just thinking how over the years, since I've been reading the Seth material, that it is such a struggle. Well, I won't say struggle, but it's so, well, yeah, it's a struggle for me to be mindful that when I encounter a situation, any event, that my emotions do have something to do with it actually happening to me, and that things just don't happen to me, and it flies in the face of everything I've ever been told, or it flies in the face of my physical experience that things don't happen to me. They happen because of me. I create what happens to me down to the finest detail.
Yes.
And that just amazes me. It amazes me. And sometimes I believe it. Sometimes I push against it. I say, no. This really happened to me. This person just cut me off in traffic. I I'm always torn between being like, oh yeah, I see how I played a part in this, and then being like, no way, I'm a total victim here.
Yeah.
You know, so, but, you know, ultimately I believe that I do create the situations that I experience. But it's a challenge. It's almost like a mental trick to keep reminding yourself that you do create your own reality.
And it's easier when your reality is working. It's when
Yes.
we have the difficult things in our life. It's like, why would I do that? But there really is always reasons for why anything is going to happen. The hard ones for me are the global things, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, how do I contribute to something that's happening that's so much bigger than me? You know,
Right.
I
Right.
can't even see the guy that cuts me off because, you know, maybe I've been too cocky or whatever. I don't know. You know, there could be lots of different reasons, but the co-creation to me is such a dance, and knowing players and how it works. And I think that's why we're drawn to those that are like-minded, because it's easier to understand the co-creation with them than with
Yeah.
a person that is not on the same wavelength that we are.
Right. Because there are people that I couldn't actually have this conversation with because of that.
Oh, me too.
You know, they will say, what do you mean?
too.
How
Me
can
too.
you know, of course we're responsible for what happens, but we don't control other people. You know, we don't control the weather. We don't control, you know, if it's sunny outside or if it's rainy. But the fact that we do, that's mind blowing. You know,
Yeah.
I believe it. I'm sure it's true, but it's really hard to have the conversation with people that don't.
Yes, it is.
Well, when somebody cuts me off in traffic, for instance, since that's the example you gave, I instantly think to myself, thank you, because it kept me from being at an intersection that may have had something else happening. That
That's right.
split second that it slowed me down made me have a different timing. And so I didn't interact with something else negative that could have been happening. So I send my comparable selves, my probable selves, I send them a thank you, because it was getting so close to that moment that they had to quickly intervene and help me create a different reality. So that's how I tend to hopefully see it as positive, so that I don't want to curse the person out.
Right. Right. It makes sense.
I'll notice that
Yeah.
I saved them from something, but I forget to thank those other selves. So I need to keep that in mind too. And this is where these meditations, SyTimes, are all building on one another, that we can remember
Yeah.
all these little nuances, and each one of them help us.
Yeah. I have
They do.
a little out in left field thing I want to interject, Kate.
Okay.
When you were doing the SyTime, when you were leading the SyTime, it came to me that I would just love it if you put each meditation on its own little YouTube tape. If they were available to people at other times, if you knew you could go and see each one of them and just pick one you wanted to recreate, because the sound of you doing it is medicine. It's just magical. And
Sure.
it would be nice to be able to access it without having to look through the whole broadcast for Sunday to find it, you
Yeah.
know, but to just have it there where a person could click on it.
Okay.
That would be wonderful. I don't know if you have time or this or that or what it entails, but
They don't.
gosh, I would love that.
Yeah, I could certainly do that. And they would just be audio tapes. They'd be real quick. So yeah, they'd be
Yeah.
easy. Yeah, I could do something like that.
You know,
would be
speaking of
lovely.
that, I'm concerned about Tim Hart. You know, at the very
Oh,
beginning
yeah.
of COVID, you know, he was, I think he's from New York. I'm not going to say that he is for sure, but he has not posted any recent videos, not in over 4 months. So I'm concerned that he may have been COVID fatality.
I think I saw something on Facebook that he posted like yesterday.
Oh,
Really?
thank God. Thank God.
Good to hear.
Okay.
Like saying he was the voice. He's the Tim of that voice. You know, I
Oh,
think.
Okay.
oh,
I don't remember what group though he posted that in.
Okay.
oh,
Well, I hope they're
okay.
right.
I
That's good
hope.
news. That's good news. Maybe something else just happened between him and YouTube or Patreon or whatever. Because I had come to
Oh,
rely on him. I would listen to him every day, and
mm-hmm,
I would play the videos on my television. You know, I have
mm-hmm.
Roku TV, so I would play it and do my house chores, and my family would come in and go, "What are you listening to?" And I'm like, "I'm listening to Seth." Shh.
Now, the old the videos are still up, right? They haven't gone away, have they?
No,
No,
they're
they're still
still up.
there.
They're still there. Okay. All right. So I'm sure he probably just got busy.
Okay,
I
that's good.
I did reach out to him before COVID, when we were going to have the Seth Jane's birthday. I asked him to come and do readings in Jane's rocking chair in
Oh,
5. And we still want him to do that next year when we can do it. But I
mm-hmm.
did not hear back from him. But right before that we did, so I've heard from him like in the probably mid-March time, but I haven't heard from him since.
Okay, all right. Well,
I'm
I'm
gonna
sending
look.
him.
I'm gonna look on the different pages and see if I
Okay.
could find what I think I saw.
Okay, because I don't know that I don't see him on Facebook. I see him on YouTube. So yeah.
Right.
Unless it was just an ad for his YouTube channel, I'll have to look.
Okay,
Okay.
check it out. Let us know and post it. Let's see.
So you doing instead of him for now, Kate.
Yeah, well, I guess it's me. Anyway, and I love his voice.
I know his voice is like, oh, it's like warm butter. Yours is
Yeah.
too, Kate.
Oh, thank
Yeah, I really enjoy hearing you, Kate. That
you. Thank you so
it's
much.
magical. Yeah.
Thank you, making me blush.
Yeah.
Kara on Facebook said she often checks herself, wondering how her belief has affected a certain situation. Cutting off. How's my victimization belief, etc. So interesting.
Yes.
Lorna wants to know who this Tim is you're speaking of. So Tim is on, if you go to YouTube and Google Tim Hart, H-A-R-T, Hart. So Tim Hart, and Seth, or Jane Roberts, he reads the Seth books, and he has them in there chapter by chapter, and it's just wonderful to listen to his voice. So what I like to do is I like to have the physical book, and I like to read along with him. So that's how I do it. I don't do it with my housework. I like to really sit and read along with Tim. So that's what I do. But I think the last book he was doing was one of Jane's book, not a Seth book.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I think it was one of her books of poetry, maybe. Or
I'm
I'm
not
not sure.
sure. But he, I would recommend, anybody that's just starting to maybe start with Seth Speaks, then Nature of Personality, the Seth material, or I like the Seth material first, but anyway,
Yeah.
Seth's
I do too.
first book is Seth Speaks. And
I've noticed that everyone speaks of the Seth. They say Seth Speaks and go on from there, but no one ever mentions the Seth material, and that gives you such a wonderful foundation.
Yes, the Seth material that's a Jane book. So
Yeah.
Jane wrote about her experiences, which led to Seth Speaks and Nature of Personality. So I studied them just backwards. I did Nature of Personality first, Seth Speaks second, and then I did the Seth material. So it doesn't matter what order you do them in, just do them. Just pick up the book and read them. Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, each one is the other one, really.
Yeah. Well, it also might be important that a person come into it at whatever point that book relates to what their life is. I mean, we have this thing of wanting to go in a certain order, but who knows if a different book may be much more appropriate for whatever you're going through as you come into it. So, to allow yourself to just pick up whichever one you feel drawn to. you know, and let that guide you in.
Oh yeah, if somebody hands you a Seth book, read
Thank
There
them.
we go.
what book it is. Then come
Mhm.
here and ask questions. I mean, that's why we're here, you know,
Yeah.
to try to help answer questions. So for like the fellow that mentioned about someone else's book, yeah, I don't know a lot of these books because really I am very focused on the Seth material. Joe just can't get in. I will work with you later in the week, Joe. Beautiful.
Yeah. The impact of the books is, well, to me, when you get into and you become involved with this body of information, I think that at a certain point, and it may, granted, it may be several years into it, but there's a point where you start to see the fingerprint of this information on everything.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You start to become aware of things in a way that you weren't before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It snakes all through time, all through different happenings in the world and so forth. But it is truly universal in its application, you know, and you start to be much more aware of that. You can just feel it as it occurs, at least to me. I'm jaded.
It's all good.
It's all good, yeah.
Martyn, have you read all of the books or are you still working your way through
No,
the body of material?
no, I haven't read everything. And I don't know if I ever will read everything, but I feel that no matter what part I'm reading, I am reading everything there.
Right.
Mm.
It's like you
Mm-hmm.
said, each one feeds into the other. Yeah, I hope someday I will read everything and read it more than once, but yeah, I just go with the flow of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Speaks is
It's
the book for me, and
Yes,
everything else just flows from that. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
well put. Yeah.
yeah.
I just love looking at that behind you every time when you're on screen as it goes to you, and I constantly see this picture of Buddha kind of dancing around
Yeah,
behind you with the camera. Yes, I love it.
yeah, yeah. So very, very puts me in the right mood whenever I see the image of Buddha, more than any other image out there. Well, I like the image
Yes.
of, Mary in Catholicism. I like that too. But
Mm,
Buddha just is really so universal. Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
For me, it's Seth, that painting that Rob did of Seth, you know. I love seeing
Mm,
that. I get the same reaction as what you're talking about with Buddha image, and I get this even
yeah.
deeper reaction from a picture, any picture of Babaji.
Of
Oh,
who?
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah,
Babaji. I'll let you
yeah,
Google that. I won't take time to go
yeah.
into it, but
Okay.
Babaji.
Okay. I'll Google that.
Mhm. Yeah, I often relate to the painting, the portrait of Seth is Buddha. It just really does feel like that to me.
Oh,
Yeah, I hear
Mm,
what you're saying there.
hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Buddha had his head shaved,
Yeah.
it would look the
Yeah.
same.
Which in some statues is kind of like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. I've often
Yeah.
wondered about all the intense curls on the head. And whenever you see an image of Buddha, his hair is extremely like he's wearing an afro.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of the interesting things in my family, uh, until I did the DNA, I didn't really know how it all fit together. I did the
Mm,
DNA tests and found out pretty much everything that I'd already known, but now I know how it all relates. You know, we often thought that my mother's side of the family had African ancestry, which we do, of course. I mean, we all do.
mm-hmm.
Uh, but the features in the family are just very strongly African in many respects. I mean, going back.
Oh.
And I have I don't have hair right now, but when I was younger, I had very, very curly hair. My mother does.
Oh.
And, but turns out, see, I have Romani ancestry from India.
Mhm.
And,
Oh.
well, you know, and Black people are native not just to Africa, but if you think about it, native to Australia and also
Yes.
India. So
Yes.
it's really, you see that, of course, Buddha was from India or
Mhm.
that area. So
Mhm.
it is kind of a relationship there. Yeah. Yeah.
It's especially interesting when you see some Indian peoples who are almost blue. And it
Yeah.
is interesting that they have so many
Yeah.
pictures of the Indian gods where they are actually drawn blue.
Yes.
You know, they're always
Yeah.
depicted as blue
Yeah.
or extremely, extremely black.
Right.
But it's when you look around the
Yeah.
world, there are shades of people that run the gamut from one thing to the other. And it's just an
Right.
amazing palette.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's it.
It's so interesting that you mentioned that you did the 23andMe. A couple of days ago, my sister did the 23andMe, and she's my sister, so I kind of feel like what her DNA results are the same as mine.
Mhm.
I never had it, but she did, and I had her send me her results, and it turns out that we're about 40% Nigerian.
Oh.
Yeah, and I've been watching a lot of Nollywood movies
Mhm.
just lately, and you know, it's
That's a good way.
the 23andMe is really it's a useful tool. It kind of connects you to your past in a way that, you know,
Mhm.
nothing else can.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
That's really interesting. That's going to go on my radar.
Mhm. And I think that Nigerians, they have there's so many subcultures in Nigeria,
Yeah.
but I think that they're Christians and Muslims, but I think the more native religions, they believe in reincarnation.
Ifa. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Ifa is
Yeah.
one. I'm
yeah,
very close to Ifa.
yes, yes. So I'm like, okay, so they knew something. They
Mhm.
Yeah.
understood the nature of Indians too, from India.
Mhm.
They have a strong belief, a knowledge. I won't even call it a belief. I'll say it's a
Mhm.
knowledge of reincarnation.
That,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes.
That the West can use that. Imagine if here, you know, in the West, in United States, if we admitted that and we allowed for
Yeah.
reincarnation. You know,
Yes.
what would that
Yes.
do to our family structures and the way we treat each other? If we, you know, realize
Mm-hmm.
that maybe whatever difficulties we have in this life might be a shadow from difficulties had in another life, and so in this life we're trying
Yes.
to work those things out.
Mhm. Well,
Yeah.
as an astrologer, it's very interesting when it's nice to do someone's chart, but it's particularly gratifying if you ever get the opportunity to examine the charts of a whole family. If you do the father, the mother, and the children. And then you start to
Mm-hmm.
see other patterns of who they each are and how they interact. Well, this one will be this particular personality in the family, and this one's the other personality, and so forth, so that it forms a picture of what each one is contributing. So the more I got into an understanding of what Seth was talking about, then I could really see how people make choices about how they incarnate together to do certain things or
Right.
illustrate certain things,
Usually
So
to achieve certain emotional goals, I think.
yes, spiritual and emotional, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
my husband and my second son can never simply talk to each other. They almost always yell at each other.
Oh.
Almost always they're yelling at each other. And it's always somebody's voice is a little too ugly to the other one. And they both feel justified in screaming at each other. And I told them one day, I said, you guys have some past life issues that you're dealing with in this life. I really believe. There are issues regarding forgiveness and understanding and compassion that you guys need to resolve in this life. And you guys chose this arrangement, father and son.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
They both said, "You're crazy, get out of here." But I put it out there anyway,
Yeah,
you know.
they just need to be kind to each other. Just
Yeah.
kind. That's the biggest thing, you know. Seth was
If either one of them could ask for more information about it, or for it to become clarified, or an opportunity to consciously work on it and see how to work on it, But hey, to each their own.
Yeah, they have to be there. They have to be in that place mentally to do that. And if they were, then they would probably be better able to communicate. But they're still not. They're not in a place where they can do that. So I have to be
What
there. I have to be
signs are they? What signs are they?
My husband's a Scorpio.
Oh, yes.
And my son is. He was born May 31st. That mean he's Gemini?
Gemini, yeah.
Gemini, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They're just knuckleheads, really. Knucklehead 1 and knucklehead 2. But, I can hear from the timbre of their arguments, and it can be over the silliest thing, It usually boils down to, well, I don't like the way he talked to me,
Oh.
So you guys got issues you need to work out. But it's like you said, Kate, being kind to each other. That's the goal. That's the thing that they need to do to make everything right again. So whatever bad blood they have can be.
Yeah, I'm sure they love each other, but they need to be kind.
That's it. That's it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can love someone without liking them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it becomes a problem.
But you should still be kind.
Yes.
Yeah. And because it's that act of kindness that shows compassion,
Right.
And that's what they need to give each other. I tell my husband all the time, just be nice to him. and my husband's like, "Oh no, I'm the adult. I'm the grown up. I'm his father. I don't have to be nice."
No, it's even more necessary.
Yes.
Yeah. So how are you going to teach him how to be nice if he can't learn it from you? You're the example. So.
Yes, you're right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you for sharing that.
So you have all that on your shoulders, trying to make both of them be kind.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I tell my son the same thing. I know he's your dad. I know he's yelling at you, but you can control the situation. All you have to do is not yell back.
That's right. Be the bigger man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how old is your son?
He's 28.
Be the bigger man. He's old enough now.
Yeah. Well, I particularly got a lot out of you sharing that.
Yes, absolutely.
Believe me.
I had to vent that.
Well, it helped me a lot.
What advice would Seth give you? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I know, huh? For me, what would Seth say to me?
Yeah.
Ooh.
He would probably tell me that they have their own issues to deal with, and that as much as I may want to solve things between them by intervening, it is really not my issue. So I can't really do anything except for just be who I am, I guess. But
you're the commonality between the two of them. Yeah.
Right. So I feel like I have to do something, or I need to do something.
So using the meditation, the SyTime that we did today, maybe your feelings about, like, when they come into a room together, instead of being like, "Oh no, they're here together again.
Here we go."
Maybe it's, "Oh, they're gonna be together, and this time it's gonna be great, and we're,
here's a new opportunity for them to work on
with an exuberance for kindness and love and excitement that they're together."
Yeah, I've done that before. I've made the conscious decision to do that before when they're both in the room, because when they're in the room with me, I can feel the tension, and I'm sitting there going, "Uh-oh, who's gonna pop first? Who's gonna pop first?" But if I don't think that way, if I don't wait for somebody to pop, if I just go on about my business and try to elevate my own energy and just be happy and expect them to be happy and to enjoy each other's presence, then that can happen.
Yeah.
Nobody has to pop. So I do have a part to play, with my own energy. But I don't know
Yeah.
how much is going to be achieved by me hopping in there and trying to take one side or take the other, you know.
Yeah, that won't help. That
No,
won't
no,
help.
just by your
Mm.
energy being good and positive will help, but they still have their energy to work with. And you're, and Seth would be right. It's not your place. It's theirs. They have to work on their own stuff. We can only work on our stuff and be positive towards whatever is coming to us. There's always a reason. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The qualities of each one that you personally love and admire, that's what you would focus on, I suppose.
Yes.
Each time you're with them. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to do that because my he's very direct. He's highly focused, but in a way it makes him a little narrow-minded
Yeah.
because of that. And my son is wants to be independent. You know, he wants to have his own ideas respected and his beliefs, you know, respected.
Of course.
So
he's 28. He's a man. Of course he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has every right to be respected. Every right. Yes, they both do.
that's the key. They both need to respect each other and, you know, recognize that respect is a two-way streak. And you definitely have to give it. You know?
Yeah.
So enough about me.
No, that's a really good point. That has to do with intentions, like we've been talking about. When you said about, you know, saying, "Oh, good boy, here we go," when they both coming into the room, that speaks to intention. It speaks to whatever energy one might be adding to an expectation of what the situation will manifest as. So without putting that out first, then that little bit of intention is not there. So then they really truly are on their own to work it out. Yeah. But like I said, I got a lot from what you shared. Thank you very much. I have my own situations to deal with like that.
Thank you guys for being available to listen in a Sethy way. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Not just listening in a Sethy way. What would Seth say? What would Seth, you know, recommend for that? But
So
that's a good point.
go within and ask, Seth, what do you have to say to me? And what are the answers? You know, any you can go into any SyTime with yourself and just ask Seth to give you the answers. Your dream state, and that's what he did to his students. And it's like, ask that I be with you in your dream state. What do you need to know? We can meet. So do that.
I think Seth still does that to this day.
Oh, I believe so too. Absolutely.
I think so too.
Yeah. Well, of course, he's always done it. Why would he not?
Exactly. He's in a position where he can.
Absolutely. And we're the good students, right?
A new class.
New class, yeah.
Yeah, we show up for class, practices exercises. Like I hear that so much from metaphysical teachers is, you know, we give you the mother lode of information and then you go home and you don't do anything with it, you know? And here we are, we show up every week and every day and every moment, and we try to apply Seth's words to our lives. And, you know, especially this Facebook group really, I think, hits the mark on that one. We care about each other, and we care about Seth's words, and we care about promoting it, right? And that's what the Seth House is all about, is promotion of Seth's words and his books, and, you know, get them and read them. You know, we don't care if you visit the Seth House, you know, that's just a place to really store and a place to, you know, collaborate with people. But, you know, go out and buy the books, read his words, listen to Tim Hart, you know, show up for the Facebook stuff, you know, just make Seth a part of your life. And believe me, my life changed all for the better.
Mine did too.
So did mine.
It's as if I can't think of anything without funneling it through my Seth view. You know what I mean? It's like
Yes.
Right.
we all have the official line of consciousness, as Seth likes to say it, and we have the unofficial inner
Mhm.
reality from which it all springs. And hardly anything really goes by me these days without going through that filter of viewing it from an internal perspective, you know, from a Sethian point of view.
Mhm.
And I think that probably that's what there's going to be, maybe like what is it called? They use the phrase when they talk about like the herd
Mentality.
immunity. Yeah, it's
Herd
like whenever
mentality.
people, yeah. So I'm thinking that we're headed in a direction like that, where there will be more and more people eventually that start to question official reality and look for answers that will lead them to something Seth-like, if not Seth itself.
There's over 8 billion people on the planet. Can you imagine if even 5 billion of them were all thinking in a positive Sethian viewpoint? That would be amazing.
And I think that is starting to turn around now. I don't know how many, but each time we get a new person, we're getting closer and closer and closer. And this isn't the only forum. I mean, there's other forums too. I think we're probably one of the more vocal ones right now. And putting ourselves out there. But we've just had such amazing results. I mean, Oshara and I, you know, from a thought we can do this. We have now created a corporation that is actually thriving, and it is 100% solvent. We owe nobody any money right now. You know, we have enough money being generated that the bills are getting paid, and we have money set aside for the purchase of the house, and that is growing. With every donation that we get, that grows, and it gets us that much closer to the end result, where we can make a repository for all of the Seth works, a place where people can come and they could, you know, read the material in the room where it was spoken, to examine the material and really dissect it and study it, really make this a place of study, and where groups can get together and feel community. I mean, yes, we can feel it here. We're around the world, so we can experience the simultaneous time, right? Everything's happening right now, but boy, it's all different times around the world. You know, we're looking at 4 o'clock and, well, not really, 5 o'clock and 2 o'clock. And what is it with you, Mickey?
It's now
9?
30 minutes to 11.
Okay. I wasn't even looking at that. So everybody's, you know, but we're all talking right now. So now is the time. No matter
now is arbitrary.
Right? And that
point.
yes, that's so important. So, and that's the importance of the Seth House, as far as I'm concerned, is the bringing of people together so that we can spread the word of Seth. And the fact that we do it with our families is, you know, amazing. But with, you know, Oshara and I, everyone we speak to, for me personally, every time I do a class, you know, Seth's words are in that class and his way of thinking, and I'm promoting that always, because to me, it's everything. Like, he spoke of
it is everything. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's amazing because it is difficult to maintain an equal even keel where you're not being overly pushy about it, but you want to interject in everything because you want people to understand where you're coming from, and so few do. You know,
well, people come to me because they want to know about healing. So a big part of that is intention, right? You can't heal somebody if you're thinking, I have to go to the grocery store and I have to do this and I have, you know, I know I have to keep rushing through traffic. No, you have to have that intention of love and peace and compassion.
And it has to be real.
It needs to come through your heart. You know, you can't be in your head and all, you know, thought, but you have to have the thought of goodness that comes through your heart and feel that. And it's the feeling that goes out to those people. So when someone wants to know, well, how do I heal, or how do I heal someone else? You can't think them healed. You can't think yourself healed. You have to feel into it.
But that's also why it's so dangerous to be judgmental and nasty and evil, because you have to hold that in you before you can send it.
That's
You
right.
Yeah.
It's
can't
like a
mention
poison.
it unless you're holding it to send out, to aim
Yeah.
at someone else. So guess who it's going to hit first?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
And you draw that to yourself. If you're
That's
Exactly.
right.
having
That's
that,
right.
then you're drawing it. Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
I can't throw a ball at you that I'm not holding.
Right.
Right.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
That was good.
That's exactly why, negative people and negative experiences from negative people show you more about who they are than
Mm-hmm.
who you are.
Yeah.
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 And they sit there and say, well, I only feel like this because I know I've been through it and I know how it really is. I'm being realistic. No,
Yeah.
you're putting that out there. And so
Yeah.
that's
Right.
what you're seeing.
They're very comfortable in that, some people are.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
It's all they know. And
Yeah, I know many.
it's up to us to say, no, there is a better way. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
way back 10 years ago, I thought I was the victim and everything happened to me. And I got to a point where there has to be a better way. There has to be
Mm-hmm.
some bigger purpose there. And then that's when I became a seeker. So,
Mm-hmm.
and people need to get to that point, and we can help them. We can help them without being pushy or bullies or, whatever. Spiritual
Mm-hmm.
bullies are the worst.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But gently guiding, and
Mm-hmm.
look how this happened for me. This is what I did. This is how my thoughts changed. You don't have to look at this as, oh, my water's almost gone. You guys can't see.
Yeah.
Oh, my water's almost gone. I have water.
Oh,
have
wow. I've
what I
got water.
need.
Yeah. I've still got water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I have
Mm-hmm.
all I need. And since I have been living that way, I truly have all I need.
I agree. I know exactly what that's about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do. And I think back to some of the other experiences I've had at other times in my life and say, I had no idea how different it could be until you actually create that, you know. And it's amazing when you look back on it and you can see your own hand in it,
Yes.
and the change in your thinking having an effect.
Yep.
I think that's one of the reasons why we're all magpies talking about all this lovely, lovely energy and the vibe and the this and that, whether it's here on the screen or whether it's there on the Facebook. Because when you come into this space, when you come to that page, you are suddenly within an atmosphere that definitely is positive. It is unquestionably
Right.
for the positive force, and you can feel the difference. I know I feel it
Yeah.
every Sunday night. I get an injection of positive energy that I feed myself little bits of it all through the rest of the week.
Oh,
You
I
Yeah.
love that.
Mm-hmm. I do
you
that
come
too.
in on Sunday to re-up.
And I hope it picks everybody up. I mean,
I think it does when you talk about what you see on the Facebook pages among the people's comments and whatnot. I think they feel it too.
mhm. Well,
If you do, folks, tell her.
just that we're uplifting Facebook alone is a good thing.
Hello.
I know, huh?
I don't see any bad stuff on Facebook. Like so many people say, oh, I can't watch Facebook. There's so much negativity. I don't see any negativity at all. So
Yeah,
I see it sometimes.
I
It
see it.
depends on what people
it depends on
comment.
where you go. Yeah.
Some comments make you go look at their profile page to see, well, what else do you talk about? What else?
Yeah.
What else are you
How
about?
crazy
And
are
then
you really?
yeah, and then you suddenly look at it and say, oh yeah, you're one of those people. No wonder you said this and this and this. Now I
Right,
understand.
right, right.
And you can run the other way.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm like Kate. I
But
think
when
the
you
only
come
reason,
here,
right, when you come here, it's not going to be like that.
no.
But I hear a lot of bad experiences on Facebook too. People have bad experiences, but I really don't come across a lot of craziness on Facebook. And I think it's because I don't really go to a lot of places. Frankly, most of my time on the internet is spent stalking Facebook sites. Not Facebook, but Seth sites. I like Seth sites.
Yeah.
So I think because of that, I'm staying away from a lot of craziness.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
I've blocked family, so
Me
it's
too.
crazy.
Me too.
Yeah. That's what mainly Facebook is for me, is a family thing, but then it spreads out from there. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you can unfollow the crazy family and follow the Seth people and
Right.
the better stuff, but you can go see the family if you need to.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. You can keep track of what they're putting on there, but without having to be bombarded by it on your page.
Yes, exactly.
Well, my family's full of people that love Instagram now.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I can see my family on Instagram with a lot of ease, and I don't have to worry about them on Facebook. Yeah.
I've just discovered Instagram.
The Seth house has not gotten into that one yet. Oh my gosh, there's so much to manage in
I don't know
on
about
the
that.
technical end of the Seth house. So we do two Facebook, one page, and this group, and we have the website, and we manage multiple email addresses because YouTube goes to one place, and the constant contact, we have to manage that. So there is a lot of managing going on, you know.
Oh, yeah. You do a lot of work. I mean, I'm aware of that.
And we thank you for that too.
I am so grateful because it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Just adding more, if I had to do Instagram too, that's crazy. Probably will someday. Like, you know, we added the YouTube just this year, and that's been great. You know, the subscribers are growing, and people like seeing the stuff on YouTube, although they can watch it right on the website too. You don't have to go to YouTube if you're not a YouTuber. That's fine. Or you can just watch it live on Facebook. So, yeah.
There are so many venues out there, and it'll be interesting to watch how the Seth awareness travels from one media outlet to another. I mean, you know, how it interfaces with the public, so to speak, as it moves around through reality.
Well, it's growing. I can't wait until we get this video clip that Audrey's trying to get.
Yes.
Will be, I mean, that'll go on YouTube as soon as we can get it up so that people could see that, and so that that's available. Now, someone else mentioned another different clip. So, you know, we're working on getting as much information as we can out there.
Yes, that's very interesting. When I heard about the other one, you know.
And then Oshara and I have some video, very raw video, that we've taken of some class members. And then we had Bob Terrio did some interviews of class members. So he wants to put information together. So there is going to be more information coming out as soon as people have the time, because this is all volunteer. You know, Bob does this through the goodness of his heart, and he said he couldn't join us today, so hopefully we see him again next week. But he's got interviews that he did years ago that never got published, and I'm like, Bob, it's time, let's get them out.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he did an interview of, oh gosh, I'm so bad with names, the woman that just died this year that wrote the books, Sue Watkins.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Interviewed Sue for, I don't know, an hour or two. And,
interesting.
I would love to hear that.
I've
never
never seen a picture of her. Yeah.
He's never done anything with the information. He's sitting on it waiting, you know, to have time, right? That's every gig. So, and I'm kind of, come on, Bob, let's get this done.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a huge interest in it. So, and I know he interviewed many ex-students, old students of Jane's that had stories to tell.
Wow.
So
that's a real
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then Oshara and I have done videos of the whole restoration of the house, of the walls coming down, the ceilings coming down, and
Oh.
all the dirty little bugs that we found.
Oh,
Like, Oshara loves to tell the story about in the kitchen, there was this vent, and when we took the vent off to fix it, it was full of wasp nests. And they're
oh,
alive. So we've got video shooting in the nests, and we could see them in there crawling around. So we left them there. We didn't hurt them. We just boarded it up and fixed it so that they can't get in the house. So we didn't hurt them, but you know,
Sethian wasps.
yeah, exactly. Were they there when Jane channeled Seth? I don't.
That's what I was thinking, that some wasp inside that little vent, somewhere in there, this wasp is saying, and you see, this is right outside the room where she was sitting. And I was there. My grandmother was there. And who knows what their take on it is?
That's true. That's true. And so we have so much video, and you know, I finally downloaded a free video editing software piece, but I don't really know how to use it. So yeah. So if anybody's out there in this land that can help me with either teaching me how to use some of this stuff, or you know, taking some of the raw video, let me know. Contact me at info@thesethhouse.com, right? You can always reach us there.
Interesting.
Can you guys believe there's only 15 minutes left?
Oh my God. It flies faster and faster each week.
It really
I know.
yeah.
does. It really does. Gosh. Yeah, it does. It flies by so fast. And
It's become the 20-minute Seth Talk.
2 hours of Seth Talk in 20 minutes. Yes. That's how we bend time reality.
It's all relative, isn't it?
Oh gosh. Yeah, we talked to a young woman just today, and she was talking about how she walked into a time warp reality thing in a car, and she's like, I've never experienced anything in my life. And we gave her the business card. We're like, check out thesethhouse.com.
Yeah, there you go.
She didn't know the Seth material, but she's gonna look for it now.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And it's such a strange feeling.
It is, and she really knew nothing about it, and so I'm like, well, this is, you know, Seth talks about this and teaches about this, and so I think we have a new Sethi reader. But that's what we do, one person at a time, you know.
Yeah.
But I also know that we get 200-300 views of this alone on Facebook. So I don't know who they are viewing. It doesn't tell me that information, but I know that there's that many views happening, and it's usually in about a week, you know, over the week's time, and it's growing. So the interest is growing, that people want to know, what is this Seth House thing all about, you know? Just to bring people together and to preserve and get the information out. Like, that's the biggest thing. Promote the information, you know.
Promote the information, and then ask questions. Tell us what you struggle with, because I struggle with things even to this day. Even when I know the answer, I still struggle.
Yeah.
So, you know,
it's a practice.
It is. It's a discipline.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we got 10 minutes to go. What would we like to discuss in the last 10 minutes?
Constant telepathy. I want everybody to consider the idea that we're all telepathic. So when you leave this meeting and you go to your loved ones or your friends or whoever you go to when you leave the meeting, consider the fact that they can hear what you are thinking. It's not word for word, the intention for intention. And that you hear what they think. And that alone will blow your mind. You'll be trying to kind of watching what you think, you know what I mean? On the one hand, and listening to what they think on the other hand. And you can literally
That's true. I noticed a while back that people around me tend to, and it could be just my imagination, but I think not, especially looking at it from this perspective, they tend to behave the way I expect them to be. I mean, the way I think they will behave. Yeah. In other words, how I am beholding them, how I'm thinking about them is how they're being. Yeah. So vice versa. Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, Shawna, how do you come up with these things?
Oh,
Well, that's what I spend my time doing.
I think Joe is trying to get in right now.
Oh,
In
good.
the last 10 minutes, I think she finally made it. So I'm just letting her in. Let's see.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
You made it.
Don't have any sound. Oh, she's connecting now to audio. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Not yet, but we're working on it. We can't hear you, Joe. Can you hear us?
I don't think so. Mine says connecting to.
Yep. Oh, connected to audio.
There you go.
All right, now let me say unmute. Can you unmute yourself now, Joe? There you go.
Yeah, this is it.
Hello.
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 Oh, finally.
There you
Finally.
go.
Oh, shit. I'm gone again.
No, you're
You're
still
here.
There you.
Oh, back to meeting. Ah,
There you are.
yeah.
There you are. Yes.
Hello.
All right. Oh, hi. Well,
I'm so glad you made it.
Yes.
yeah, finally. Oh, I remembered I had a different password somewhere. And I thought, God, I tried it in here. Oh, I'm so happy. Yeah. It's a bit
That's
late.
Happy to have you with us.
Yeah.
Now you
Just in time to prove to yourself that you can get in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought, does this work? Then I know it for next week, right?
Right.
Yes, and I'm not changing anything. So next week, even if I don't send out a letter, it's all the same time, same password, same everything.
Right.
This week,
Fantastic.
I forgot this week. So I sent it out like, what, 10 minutes before?
Something like that.
I'll try
I
to
saw
keep
that. I saw that and it made me laugh when I saw the email.
I was like, whoa, 12:54? It's supposed to be at 1 o'clock. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. I know. It was crunch time.
Yeah. Always, why do I wait till, and then the one week I sent it out so early, people forgot.
Oh.
So
Well, then you've done a good thing.
Joe, were you on during the meditation?
Oh, then I was trying all kinds left and right to get in.
Were
And
you
then
listening to Facebook though?
Sorry?
Were you listening to Facebook?
Yeah, but then that was at the end of the meditation when you are already finished. So,
Well, do me a favor and go back and listen to it when we're done, and then put your experience in the Facebook comments so that we know. That would be really helpful for me.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll listen. I'll listen to it. Yeah.
So how has it been? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, I'm so glad you changed the password because I never could get in with a letter. Yeah. But,
Right.
well, my God, finally.
Well, where
again.
are you? Where are you, Joe?
I'm in Holland.
Oh, very
Yeah.
good.
Not so far from you because you're in
No.
the UK, aren't you?
That's right. That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. It's a place I've always wanted
It's
to
almost
go to. And I've never been. She's in
like
Holland.
Amsterdam and
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to go to Amsterdam too.
Hello.
yeah. Amsterdam got busy, very busy.
I have
So
a friend
many-
who goes there every year for a jazz festival that you all have. Some very
yeah,
well known.
yeah,
Mhm. He goes
yeah,
from
nice, yeah.
Florida. Yeah, every
But there
year.
come so many tourists now in Amsterdam. That's, oh, you can walk over their heads, you know.
Yeah.
I used to go there. I used to go there a lot with them 30 years ago, and then it was, well, then it was big fun and not too busy yet.
Yeah.
But now it's especially in the summertime, it's overloading, of course, with tourists. So yeah, I have a friend who lives there, and she says, I don't go into town in summer. Can't
Wow.
walk there.
Amazing. That is a lot. I didn't realize.
Yeah, they created it together, I guess.
I wonder what led to it being so much more now than it used to be.
I don't know. I think the population is growing
Okay.
everywhere,
Yeah.
and yeah,
True.
we have so many more people, I think, and so many more people have money to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Even I live in a province town, and even here the tourists are incredible this summer. And say, whoa, I don't like to go inside the city because it's just too crowded. So that's why I say, what did we create together with all these people?
Yes. That tells me
Getting
I would
back to
not want to
Seth.
be in China. That's even more crowded.
More crowded.
1.5 billion people in one country. Good heaven.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hard to even take in mentally.
Oh, it's the whole world.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And especially since we now know that the awareness of Seth is traveling like mad through China. It's going faster and faster and faster, and it's like a wildfire going through there now.
Why do you think that is, Mickey?
I think like what Joe was saying just now about Amsterdam and so forth. There's just so many more people that when one or two get hold of something, it can spread so quickly. You know, that whole thing of like that old game that used to come out when computers were invented called Generation, where you had one dot and then the dot became two, and each dot made two more and so forth. And you could quickly see how fast something can grow exponentially. You know, and I don't know how to say the doctor's name, but Dr. Sue or Hugh or
TSU?
Sue.
No, I think it's HSU. Yeah, in China. And so we know there is a very, very active group that is growing. You know, and they have a very knowledgeable person at the top. So it's, you know, really getting the information. So
yeah, I think it's interesting that their minds are ripe for that. I think it's interesting in a good way.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the implications will be.
Well, they have a proven leader that is getting real results. And even the government is accepting his teacher. He says his teacher is Seth. And that is why it's being allowed. It's really amazing. Yeah. And his books are wonderful, and I definitely recommend his books.
And what's the name?
The name of the one that I'm reading is, oh dear gosh, if I try to find this book,
But I mean, this leader you said that is
wait,
into
I'll show you. I have it on my little phone.
Okay.
And I'll show you the picture of it.
Isn't it Dr. HSU?
HSU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a doctor, and he's got his healing philosophy is based on Seth's work.
All right. Well, here it is. It's really small. Oh, it's not going to show it, is it?
No, it's not. It's just blocking you out.
All right. Well, all right. So here it's called The Secret to Healing Cancer.
Oh.
Dr. I gotta have it bigger. It keeps changing the picture. All right, by Dr. and it's HSU. And
Okay.
he is on Facebook. And you know, I'll find his link, although a lot of the stuff is in Taiwanese or Chinese, so sometimes it's hard to understand. Many of the people though translate it, and even the Google translator isn't so bad, you know. And I'll put his link in below.
I see posts
yeah.
by him every now and then
Yeah.
on the Seth House.
Man, and he's spoken here. He spoke here in New York a year ago, April, I think it was. He was at the conference that Rick Stack put on.
Oh, okay.
And Rick Stack publishes his books in American. So I think there's 2 or 3 of his books out, but he's done lots of books. We have at the Seth House in Chinese. They were gifted to us by Tian Mei. And, you know, so for those that come to
that's nice to have.
We're there.
That's good to have.
Absolutely, yeah. And she also sent us all of the Seth books in that language.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Wow.
It is, yeah. So we have both collections.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't it so that the Chinese had this one-child politics? Does anyone know if they still have that?
You were breaking up a little. Say it again.
Oh, well, the Chinese used to have this one-child policy.
Yes.
Does anyone know if they still have that?
They don't. No, they don't. And I think it's been about, 3 or 4 years now since they got rid of that. I've read several things by people who were women who were talking about the fact that it's no longer, they're not being snatched off the street when they're pregnant, you know, with a second child. And because they were being forced, you would, if the authorities in a particular town knew that you already had a child and you showed up pregnant, you had to hide, because if you showed up pregnant, they would take you in and take the child. Forced abortion. Forced abortions, yes.
Yeah.
That blew my mind.
You know, that kind of barbarism, you know, they've come to a place now, I think, collectively speaking, where their backs are against the wall and they're deeply seeking. They're searching for something that makes sense, you know, something that would explain, you know, how life is, or how reality, the nature of reality. So I think that might be why that they have a growing community. I think it's awesome too, because China needs it. China needs it. Russia needs it. You know, India has much of it, even though it's not specifically Seth, you know. But
it probably is. Not being called that, but I think that the interaction that is spoken of so often of Seth 2 and Seth and We Are Seth and so forth, having worked throughout the ages to put this information out, and it's said on every continent. So I immediately realized that a great deal of what we call Eastern philosophy, and the fact that it's so close to what Seth's saying, all the reincarnation and the intention and the meditation and everything, it all sounds like Seth. So I wondered about how much of what's in India, you know, and the intentions that Gandhi had and so forth. You can see the fingerprint, as I said before. You can start to see the fingerprint of it in so many things, you know, even in Egyptian philosophy and whatnot. I mean, I start to see it and wonder how long they've been working with the philosophers and religious leaders of each different age, you know.
Right, from time immemorial.
Yes, exactly.
Seth says that his ideals aren't new.
Exactly.
But he so beautifully, you know, describes them using analogies, and you know, he it's almost as if an adult has come into the room and is trying to tell the children what they need to understand about the nature of their reality.
That's exactly what it is, I think.
Mhm,
You
mhm.
know, and recently I was reading about how scientists have discovered all these previous civilizations that predate anything we knew about. So we're
Yeah.
talking hundred thousands of years ago that they
Yeah.
came and went, you know.
Mhm.
That's talked
And
about
so
it.
it made me wonder about how much of the interaction from Seth going up the levels, how much interaction there had been in those civilizations as well.
Mhm, mhm.
You know?
Well, Seth mentions that there are certain civilizations that did finally understand that they created their own reality and they kind of evolved out of the physical system
Yes,
as we know
yes,
it. So
yes.
I
I think
Yeah.
that's
up to bat for that
fascinating.
for a while, but I think that's the direction that we're headed, evolutionarily speaking, spiritually
Hmm.
speaking. Yeah.
I remember Seth saying that um, the legacy of the Lemurians, the new Atlantis people,
Yes,
that's
yes.
all still close to our DNA right now. So
Hmm.
he said you can have especially interesting what he said about the Lemurians, where they could not deal with aggressiveness.
Aggression, right.
Yes.
With aggression, right. And he said you can still see that in people today. And when I read that, I thought, oh my God, I could never get angry. When I get angry, I go crying, you know. I think, okay, so I think these things really, and I know other people in my family who had it too, so I think, well, maybe that is a part of these old civilizations cycling through into the people now.
Yeah.
Can't hear me?
It's breaking up.
Yeah.
You are breaking up a lot, Joe, so we might
Oh,
have to, potentially stop your video so we could hear your words. We love looking at your face, but
Yeah.
you probably don't have enough bandwidth to do both. But we can play with that. Right now it's 6:04. So I am going to bring this to a close. But I'd like to get back to what
yeah.
Shawna had talked about the constant telepathy. Let's
Yeah.
leave this, space with that in mind and
Hmm.
thinking about, consciously thinking about what someone else is thinking and projecting your thoughts to them to see if they can pick up what you're thinking. Um, you know,
Mm.
yeah. And Martyn, what you said was amazing, that you have sensed that if you expect and you think somebody's thinking a certain way,
Yep.
so
Okay.
let's
It does not only happen to
take
me.
the best.
What's going on? It's not only happening to me, I believe.
No, the universe is hinting at us all, and we don't want to hear it.
We're having too much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
The universe is going. We're going.
Little bit.
We'll see you guys next week, I hope. I'll be here.
It's been wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll be here.
It's so
Yes,
good
Yeah.
to see you,
Thank
Joe.
you,
Yeah.
everyone.
yes. You
Yeah.
make easier.
Wonderful. We'll see you next
See
week.
you later.
Bye-bye.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Bye. Yeah.